Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 1 of 4.
Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Do you have real love and compassion within yourself? How could anyone trained in compassion ever eat flesh? Just look at how eating meat brings such suffering. Please continue watching to find out more.
Being a vegan to me means the only logical choice to backing up my views on freeing non-human animals from the living hell we have inflicted on them. It is a statement about who I am, a person who rejects the way that we humans have come to see animals as only being here to serve our own selfish purpose. It is also, on a practical level, a way of demonstrating to others that you can lead a happy and healthy life which does not require the suffering and death of animals. Mel Broughton, vegan.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
O Gaza, all lands belong to the Lord, not any grabber. Live in love with your neighbors, not die in horror.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan.
Tashidilek, wonderful viewers. Tashidilek is hello in Tibetan. I am Tserung. Your love for others makes all life on earth even more meaningful, blooming in all beauty and harmony. The Tibetan people wish you abundant blessings and showers of love from the divine. Welcome to Love and Compassion for All. Selections of Tibetan Buddhism, texts by the Venerated Nyala Pema Dündul, Vegetarian, Part 1 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. Tibetan Buddhism is a religion with a rich cultural heritage that emerged from a wide range of spiritual practices. These include the complete scope of the Buddha's teachings from the Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana traditions. Different schools belonging to Tibetan Buddhism today include the Nyingma, founded by the venerated enlightened master Padmasambhava, vegetarian; Kagyu, founded by the venerated enlightened master Tilopa, vegetarian; Sakya, founded by the venerated enlightened master Konchak Gelpo, vegetarian; and his son, the venerated enlightened master Secheng Kungo Ningpo, vegetarian; and Gelug, founded by the venerated enlightened master Dzongkhapa Lobsang Drakpa, vegetarian. The teachings of Tibetan Buddhism focus on mindfulness of death and the ephemeral nature of life, leading to diligence in meditation and spiritual practice. Mandalas, prayer flags, and Thangka paintings are visual reminders for practitioners on the path. Master Nyala Pema Dündul, vegetarian, was born in 1816. The blessed child was identified at the age of 7 as the reincarnation of the Kathak treasure revealer Rilting Loksal Ningpo. He became a famous teacher of Dzogchen and Tantric Buddhism in eastern Tibet, traveling widely to many places, giving teachings and empowerment at many centers and monasteries. In his work, Song of Advice for Giving Up Meat Eating, he emphasized the perils that animal flesh eating has on one's spiritual practice and the negative karmic effects it brings. At the end of his life in 1872, the master had attained the rainbow body, the supreme realization of Dzogchen, by dissolving his earthly body into light at the time of his leaving this world. Today, it is an honor to present excerpts from the venerated Master Nyala Pema Dündul's work, Song of Advice for Giving Up Meat Eating.
Your life is the only most precious thing you have. Don't drag yourself into war, thus dig your own grave. Go home. Go home to beautiful Russia. Or stay alive, surrender to end the horrific war.
We have been tricked for many years, and everything shown on state TV has nothing to do with reality. Unfortunately, now the same thing is happening in the war. Even though we started to realize this war was wrong, we didn't know what to do. If nothing is done, there will be nuclear war.
Я связался с представителем разведки, объяснил ему ситуацию свою, на что мне предложили такой вариант, что давай мы гарантируем тебе безопасность, гарантируем тебе новые документы, там, гарантируем тебе денежную компенсацию. Перелетел, все успешно, приземлился, меня встретили. Здесь нет никаких фашистов, нацистов. Мне очень обидно за то, что сейчас происходит. Убийство, слезы, кровь. Просто друг друга люди убивают. Вот и все. Это вот единственное, о чем я понимаю. Единственное, чего я просто не хотел. То, что сейчас происходит, это просто геноцид украинского народа. Так, как украинского, так и российского.
Song of Advice for Giving Up Meat Eating. When I think of the suffering that meat eating brings, I cannot bear the pain and anguish I feel within my heart. Om Mani Padme Hum Hari. From a state of emptiness and compassion, you guide beings. Noble Avalokiteswara, to you I pay homage. Without having trained in love and compassion myself, I ate the flesh of my mothers while lecturing others about cause and effect. Without realizing the absolute, I wandered along the path of empty words. I, the parrot-like beggar of White Rock, was practicing austerities and extracting the essence, when one day, while meditating on Lord Avalokiteswara, according to the union of stages from self-liberation equal to space, my own body and everything around me suddenly disappeared and transformed into a luminous body like that of the great compassionate one, seemingly floating in space. As I looked around while experiencing luminous awareness, I saw the inconceivable miseries of the lower realms, and in particular the vast sufferings of the reviving hell. One of its quarters I saw was completely filled with men and women, naked and helpless, before each of whom stood throngs of evil-looking servants with heads like birds, wild and domesticated animals, and ferocious creatures. Many of the servants held sharp weapons in their hands, with which to slice apart and devour the flesh of their victims. Time and again they cut, and time and again flesh grew back. Victims did not expire until their karma was fully exhausted, and habitual tendencies did not diminish, but only increased. For those who had performed red offerings, it was even worse. Loudly, they all screamed in terrible pain and agony. When I had seen this external manifestation of my own perception, I wondered what might be done to stop such suffering. And in that very instant, in the sky before me, the great compassionate one appeared and said, "Emma, my son, who has been close to me throughout many lives, listen well now. You who are diligent and determined, you have gained stability in the generation stage of deity yoga and have even developed a few qualities. But the root of Dharma lies in loving kindness and compassion. Do you have real love and compassion within yourself? How could anyone trained in compassion ever eat flesh? Just look at how eating meat brings such suffering. The results of our own actions will ripen on us alone. There is nothing the Buddhas of the 3 times may do. Eating meat has no virtue whatsoever, but entails many faults. It is the source of 400 forms of disease and 80,000 obstructing forces, and it naturally brings about the 84,000 afflictive emotions. Consumption of flesh involves not the tiniest trace of virtue. Eating flesh is a sign of being either a Mara or Rakshasa demon. It causes discipline to degenerate and negative emotions to increase. Without the cause, which is altruistic love and compassion, you will find it hard to gain the fruit, the essence of awakening.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Tonga is one of them. Tonga Pounds and Animals Act. Animal people are protected from being cruelly treated, overworked, overloaded, or used in an unfit condition, or driven to an unfit condition. Penalties include up to 6 months in prison and a small fine. Caretakers who allow their animal persons to be mistreated can be imprisoned for up to 3 months and a small fine. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace. So be it.
Meat eaters are not accompanied by the wisdom deities. They lack blessings, accomplishment, auspiciousness, and activity. The substance of altruism does not develop in eaters of flesh, whom gods, nagas, and others regard as demons. Meat eaters are plagued by Gandharvas, Rakshasas, Maras, Yamas, ghosts, spirits, Gelpo, Gongpo, and Samaya breaking demons. The result of eating meat is rebirth in the hells, or as a bird, a jackal, a cannibal demon, or the like. Meat eating thus brings suffering beyond measure, but by renouncing it, you are freed from all these faults, and will always be revered by non-human beings, who will see you as a pure, authentic Brahmin or God. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, together with their retinues throughout the 10 directions, gurus, yidam deities, and dakinis will gather around you like clouds, and you will be accompanied by male and female bodhisattvas. Quite naturally, you will possess the cause of loving kindness and compassion, and swiftly reach the fruit, which is the essence of awakening. These are just some of the inconceivable virtues to be gained. Thus he spoke, and then once my own perception had returned, I felt as if I had awakened from a lucid dream. My body and mind were tormented as if I had swallowed poison, and I shook with fear and panic. Just thinking of the terrible sufferings of the reviving hell, I wished only to exchange my happiness for others' pain. So utterly overwhelmed was my mind, I wept profusely, and I felt intense, unbearable compassion, then to take upon myself the sufferings of others, and to purify their faults and obscurations caused by eating meat, for every mother sentient being, as infinite in number as space is vast, I made the following vow. True according to the two levels of reality. Aho, mighty sage Sakyamuni and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout the whole of space and time, have compassion for this child who knew nothing of cause and effect. Hosts of gracious root and lineage masters, care for me. Have compassion for this child who knew nothing of cause and effect. Supreme Hidden Deity, mighty Avalokitesvara, care for me. Have compassion for this child who knew nothing of cause and effect. For more information, please visit lotawahouse.org.
Vegan, cause this is our home.
O Gaza, all lands belong to the Lord, not any grabber. Live in love with your neighbors, not die in horror.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan.
Inquisitive viewers, thank you for being with us for today's words of wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for Love and Compassion for All, selections of Tibetan Buddhism texts by the Venerated Nyala Pema Dündul Vegetarian, Part 2 of 2. Coming up next is the Ngābe people, heirs to a rich cultural legacy, right after noteworthy news. May Buddha's grace and blessings shower you and your surroundings with love and peace.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kadapan schedule dan suprememastertv.com/kadapan WOW.